Greetings, sire. The desert awaits you.
I could never get bored of that intro. Not now. Not ever. Hey guys, and welcome to something a little bit different. We're going to go through a few retro games that I used to play back in the old days, and show you guys some of the stuff I used to play when I was younger. So this is the first game that we'll play. This is Stronghold Crusader, or this is more categorized known as Stronghold Crusader HD, which is the remaster, which enabled widescreen and other things like that. So we'll dig straight into a Crusader game, which is pretty much what I always used to do, and instead of going into the missions, we will just do a custom Crusader game. So there's lots of different maps to choose from, absolutely loads, potentially 1 to 7 and even 8 people. So there is loads and loads and loads, and it is very, yeah, there's a lot of choice. It's a very fun game. So I think we shall start on an even one, just because it's a little bit easier. You know, the uneven ones can be a little bit chaotic. So how about a resourceful divide? So there is a large two-player map where both players' castles are divided by a huge field of resources down the middle. Try not to let your opponent take complete control of the high ground, or you'll find yourselves in a grave situation indeed. So you can give yourself a little bit of a bonus if you want in gold, or give the computer a bonus, or you can do one where you get more troops or more gold. But we'll keep everything the same, and we'll put in the rat. And so obviously you can set up the teams, which you won't do here because it's only a two-player game, obviously. So that's us down here, and that's the rat up there. So let's get straight into it. So you start out with this little thing, just a little keep, and that's pretty much it, really.
Game paused.
So I'll pause the game so we don't have to worry too much about that sort of stuff right now. So they have started already. That is why I was a little bit concerned. So they have their little area, we have our area, and there's bits of woodland, bits of some animals, stone, iron, and there's the farmland that we need to be keeping an eye on, really, and we need to try and take control of. So to start out, really, you just got to get some production. So you start out with some stone, some wood, all that sort of stuff.
Game running.
So we'll build a couple of woodcutters huts because they're always vitally important, and I'll also build a quarry and an ox tether. So it mentions the popularity there, so we have a little bit of popularity. So things like food availability, tax, crowding, fear factor, religion, and ale coverage all come into play. So at the moment there's no food, because I've left out a vital piece that you need to put in straight away, which is, if I can find it, a granary. So you put a granary in, and that'll fill with food, which you get at the start of the game. So there you go. And we will extend this stockpile out because, well, it'll need to be extended out at some point anyway. So we can check our stockpile and we see what we've got. So we've got some stone, we've got some wood, but not much else.
Our granary stocks are growing, sire.
So we can choose the rations. We'll keep it as it is for now. It gives us plenty of supply. And the rat is not doing too bad at the moment, are they? So we need to very quickly start getting into this. So I'll build a hunter's post, and I need a farm. So we'll build a dairy farm, and we'll build a couple of apple orchards. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is going to want to send my archers over.
That's quite a run.
To defend this.
That's quite a run.
So we'll send them over, and they can defend very nicely. So most of the jobs are filled, which is good, but we need more people. So we'll build a hovel. And when we have a hovel, we can have more people.
No change in the treasury, lord.
So there is a place where I can check this, but I can never remember where it is.
Love you, my lord.
Population. There you go. No. I'm not gonna lie, I actually can't remember. But the more hovels, the more people. So we've got plenty of people at the moment.
This policy of no taxes is the least we could expect.
So, there's a couple of things we want to do. So we've got some stone coming in. We need to get some iron in as well. It's very important.
Place that there, my lord.
As you can see, the woodcutters are bringing wood back, which is good because a lot of things are made out of wood. And I may even build a marketplace soon because that is also quite important as well. But this is what we want to be looking at. So we need to build a barracks, which I will build here. But we also need to build an armory, which I'll build here. And we also need to make some weapons because there's nothing in there at the moment. So the only thing we can make at the moment is the Fletcher's workshop. So that's the only thing we can actually make stuff out of. So we can only make, at the moment, we can only make some arrows.
This building has no labor, sire.
So I'm hoping in a minute one of those will take over, and they will. So a peasant
is good taxes. That's my motto.
will turn into a Fletcher, and they'll go and do some work. So we can choose to either make them produce bows or crossbows. Now I'm going to keep them creating bows because they're quite simple to make, but there's lots of different things you can do. So you've got an archer and then a crossbowman, but a crossbowman does require armour. You have a spearman, a maceman, a pikeman, a swordsman, and a knight. And the knights are obviously the most difficult ones to do, but they are, by and large, very powerful. So we can see the order of merit there, but there's not that much to worry about at the moment. There are some food processing buildings, so you can turn wheat into flour and then into bread. Same aspect, you can turn the hops into alcohol, and the alcohol makes your people happy.
We await orders.
So, nothing seems to be going on at the moment, but I did just hear...
Yes. We are under attack.
I
That's
see.
quite a
I see
run.
it. I see it. I see, don't worry.
Moving off.
Come on.
We are on our way. Leaving now. Arrows ready.
Right. This is actually quite a difficult place to start.
Us. That's a long way.
There's a lot of spearmen now coming out everywhere.
Archers ready. My bow is yours.
And I feel like you should
Arrows.
probably be attacking those. So,
Where are we going?
bunch the spearmen over there. Let's get a few of the spearmen over here.
Cake. Me lord. Finding targets. Instructions. Take steady aim.
Okay, we only really need
Always
one
ready.
spearman
No
for them.
problem.
See, the thing is, I've never been the best at this game. I always used to give myself a massive bonus when I was younger, because, I mean, that's what you do, isn't it? Make it as easy as possible for you. So,
We await orders.
I mean, you guys really need to start moving down.
Yes. We are on our way.
So they can only really attack when they're in
Leaving
range,
now.
and at the moment they're not in
Lord
range.
is under attack. Tell us what to do.
That's because they are not the people we're looking for, they are the people we're looking
Archers,
for.
my bow is yours. Moving off.
So obviously we need to be careful. I don't know why they're not going anywhere.
That'll be a little tricky.
So,
You can count
thankfully, the king is relatively good. Relatively powerful, so that they can bail you out quite well at the
We are on
start.
our way.
And we'll just do this a second. So you can right click and press that, so you can see everything that's going on.
Where are we going? Always ready. Off
And
we
then
go.
I'm done. So we can pop you back up, put the king back up here,
Instructions.
and we've got an
We
arrow,
await
so we
orders.
can get a new
We
bowman.
await orders. That's
So
quite a
we'll
run.
crack you guys over there,
What'll it
and
be? Yes, my lordship.
eventually we can get the workers back, and the animal will come back.
No problem.
But we're on the back foot a little bit here, aren't we? So
Yes.
we need to
Archers,
very quickly
arrows,
get the
tell us what to
archers.
do. This'll
come over.
easy.
But once we get onto there, we can potentially take them out here. So they've started building their castle already, and the rat makes it it's close quarters and very tight. I'm never the biggest fan of that. But so So you got a lot of gatehouses, small and big ones. So we'll just do a small one for now. And you can also have drawbridges, things like that. Towers, very useful. But for now, we'll just stick with a stone wall, and we'll just crack this that way. And then crack it that way. And you can see we're pretty much going to run out of stone already here. So you can rotate the map, but I prefer just to put this down because it makes it a bit easier. So we will stretch you as far as it will go. And then once we get some more stone in a bit, which we will do very soon, we can keep reducing that. So we'll bring the bowman up here a little bit.
No. Simple.
Oh, there's some more archers.
Me lord. Notch arrows.
You can count on us.
There's also some
We're
spearmen.
leaving
Piece
now.
of cake.
So we'll go and take these guys down. I think that should be relatively easy, he says.
Instructions.
Spearman. Okay, that's one down. That's good.
Where are
And
we
that's two
going?
down.
We
Problem.
await orders.
So we can start to focus
Moving
on
or
these guys
finding targets.
here. So we do have
We await
enough for a couple
orders.
more bowmen,
Archers,
so why not?
ready.
Or archers, should I say?
We are on our way.
Always ready. What'll it be? This'll be easy. Simple.
So we'll get them done.
boys
Push you
yours.
guys forward.
Tell us what to do.
Piece of cake.
No problem.
Me lord.
Push you guys there. You guys there.
We await orders.
And then I'm going to probably take out them. So, right. So we come back and we've got a little bit more stone. Not a lot, but a little bit. So we'll push. What I'll do is I'll put a little gap here for now. Not a huge one, but just enough so these guys can get through.
The second greatest lord.
And it says I'm the second greatest lord, which is not a good thing when I'm the only lord here. So the rat is producing stuff at a high rate at the moment, which is worrying me a little bit. Maybe we should get a couple more workshops going. So interestingly enough, workshops are quite cool because you can see it here really. So if we build a... should we go for a blacksmith's workshop? What do I actually... So for a spear...
Weapons needed, sire.
I want to say it's a pole turner's workshop. If you put it up against there, it sort of just slopes up onto the side, which I think is quite cool. So we'll do that. We've got quite a few different bits of food in the granary, which is
Treasury
good.
is emptying.
So I think it's time to start putting some taxes in. I think our popularity is enough for where we can put a little bit of tax
We
in.
are under attack.
We still don't have any major problems.
Yes.
So I'm thinking we
Can't
should
get there,
probably
Lord.
move forward a little bit.
Leaving? No.
You can count on us. This'll be easy.
You know what? Actually, no we
Archers,
won't.
Ready.
Tell you what, no we
Moving
won't.
off.
Where are we going?
My bow is yours. We are on our way.
Instead, we will go
Always
backwards
ready.
and we will wait
Off
for
we
them
go.
to come to us.
A message from the rat.
My plans worked perfectly. You are no match for me.
I really can't stand her. Him, her. So this mercenary camp you can use gold to buy things. Arabian bows, horse archers. Quite useful but quite expensive. So
الحصان سريع.
I'll buy 4 horse archers and there's also I'll buy 4 slingers. So we've got some horse archers, which is quite useful. And doesn't matter what you do with those spearmen, it's not really going to be very useful. And we've got some slingers as well. We actually got 5 in the end. I must have misclicked. So I think pretty much everything has been relatively explained. I mean, you can get stables for horse archers. Not for the horse archers, for the knights. You can get an engineer's guild so you can build certain things. A tunneler's guild so you can tunnel under walls. And have we got enough stone to keep this wall going now, maybe? Yeah, so you can do diagonals as well, but let's just keep it straight. Straight and easy. We did actually have a position for a quarry here. What happened to our quarry? It must have been destroyed. Okay, no problemo. We'll move it here if it lets me. Yes, it has. That's good. And then we'll put you there. And you guys can get to work, because apparently he's gone.
We are under attack.
Where from? Oh, okay.
سنقوم بذلك.
Right, you guys need to move over that.
بأمرك. الفرس تعدو. لا من أسرع.
Instructions.
Same with you guys. And
بالتأكيد.
A message from
we'll
the
just,
rat.
Aha! I, the mighty Diffuse, your nemesis, will soon triumph over your so
well,
army.
that doesn't look like it's doing too well, I'm not gonna lie.
Orders.
سموكم. What'll it be? Simple. ننتظر.
Yes. Take steady aim.
نحن أبطال.
Well, these horse archers are pretty good. So they can just ride around. Oh, I didn't mean to get you in there. Well, these guys can just ride around
خيولنا جاهز. الحصان سريع.
and they can just attack.
تحلق.
And they're quite good at it as well. They're actually quite good. So let's just quickly attack, take him out,
هدفنا واضح.
start attacking you guys,
أين الحركة؟
and slowly move forward. Whereas you guys, I want to take you out.
A message from the rat.
The world has gone crazy. I should have destroyed you.
Okay, so they're not very happy at us, of course. I don't blame them. But a merc camp's quite good because you don't always have loads of stuff ready for spearmen and bowmen.
Wait orders.
They're quite cheap, but they require a lot of stuff. And we have actually run out of people now, so we'll build a couple more hovels.
Place that there, my lord.
So we should get some more people, and we can build some spearmen.
Archers, ready.
What are they shooting at?
Leaving now.
Okay, so this is why we do need to sort of, get this ready.
Lord, moving up.
So we do need to build up our defences, and we need to start building them up relatively fast at this point. So we'll get this wall. We'll try and get this wall completed now.
You are the greatest lord.
It's taking a little bit of time, but it'll be alright. We'll also put a little bit of a gap there as well for them guys. The iron and wood people could potentially just come from there, but
We
we'll
are on
figure it
our
out.
way.
ما هو رهانك؟ نعم.
Yeah, so the good thing about these horse archers as well is because they're on a horse, they have a pretty good range. So I always like to get the horse archers.
الحصان سريع.
Let's get some more.
إلى نهايات الأرض.
And also they can just retreat. And they can keep firing with their arrows. So powerful.
We are under attack.
Granted, they are expensive. I won't lie, they are expensive.
سنقوم بذلك. خيولنا
But
جاهزة.
we can just keep moving.
الفرس تعدو.
That's the big advantage of these guys.
الحصان سريع.
I was going to say, where's the other
لا
ones?
من أسرع. بأمرك.
So we've got 8 horse archers now, and literally I can just
الفرس تعدو.
move over until I'm in a good enough position.
حالا.
Now, the big problem with slingers is they're absolutely god-awful range. But,
بدون مشكلة.
being honest, by the look of it,
سموكم.
they're not even required. So, these horse archers should keep them at bay for a little bit.
Now.
ننتظر. لا من أسرع.
And hopefully they won't even be able to get much food because their only food source at the moment is potentially all this meat. And they don't seem to have any game at the moment. Yeah, at the moment they're just nothing but orchards, but they have got quite a few orchards over there. So, how's our stone looking? Good, our stone is looking good. So we can build a bit more stone here, and then I'll probably do a little diagonal, cut that off, and then we can, start some proper work. So
What to do?
I'll put the 3 spearmen up there. We're starting to build a little bit more now, which is good. I also want to... Let's get that Engineers Guild built. It'd be quite useful to build things like... Well, I believe it can build things like trebuchets, I can't remember. But we'll get that Engineers Guild built anyway, and we'll build an engineer. We can have a look, see what you can do. So yeah, you can build a catapult, a trebuchet, a siege tower, a fire ballista, a portable shield, and a battering ram. So we'll grab another one of those. And I think we're looking pretty good at the moment, if I don't say so myself. We've got a little bit of iron. So we could potentially start with an armourer's workshop now. And a blacksmith's workshop. Now I'll separate these out a little bit because fire could potentially cause some problems. That's what slaves are great for. They're cheap, but if you can just get a load of them and just pummel them into...
We are under attack.
Right, so we've very nearly got that cut. Are we under attack, are we? Oh, word, we are. Okay, so we'll just keep... We are close to losing a horse archer, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Oh my god, there's even more of them now. Quick, take out the archer. Come on. Nearly there. Right, okay. And then we'll move back, and we can deal with these spearmen. Right, so that's him dealt with. So we can start focus on these guys. Keep them moving. One's died, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Keep them moving, keep them moving, keep them moving. Slavers are now... not slavers. I can't remember what they're called. The slingers, sorry, not slavers, are in a good position now. So they can start attacking. We'll push forward with our horse archers. And we'll take out the rest of these guys. Right, so I want to say we now have enough to finally... Oh, I did that a bit wrong, but it'll be okay.
The keep is enclosed.
There we go. So that basically now means that there is nothing getting in our way. Oh, you know what? Just go that way, please. Or is it already...
Your popularity is falling.
Right, but anyway, what we'll do is we'll have this
Feel
here.
the power.
So that they can get through that way rather than having to go all the way around. But that'll be sorted in a minute. So what you can do is you can build a marketplace as well. It's been a while since I played this game and I can never remember where anything is. So we will build a marketplace as well. Because these are quite good just for buying things. So I'm just going to buy a little bit of stone, not too much. Just enough so I can enclose the keep again.
The keep is enclosed.
Yes. So keep's enclosed. Which basically means, other than these areas, obviously, no one can get in. Which is great. It's fantastic. So, we now have blacksmiths working, so we've got sword and armour. So in theory we can now build a swordsman. But that's not what I want to do. I've got my eye on something else. It is in here? Yes. I want to build a stable. And eventually some horses will pop up in there. And I can make a knight. Because we've got a bit of armour, a bit of swords. I wanted to make a knight. There you go. So, from the barracks we can now produce a knight. Soon we'll be able to produce even more. So I'll wait a little bit, but they're quite powerful units. Okay, we're going to need to start building some more horse archers. We don't have a lot of money anymore.
Our treasury is emptying. The people hold you in great esteem.
Popularity is still okay. It's not great. So one of the things we can do to increase popularity is to build these chapels. But the small issue is at the moment I don't have the money. Because I've been spending it all on horse archers. How is he snuck past?
We are under attack.
So I mean, again, we're a little bit under attack, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Right, okay. So obviously AI isn't exactly incredible, so you do just sort of have to manually just let these do what they need to do. And once them horse archers get involved, we'll start seeing some serious deaths, which is good. Fantastic. So, right, we've got the 4 stables now, so which means we have enough for 3 knights. I need gold. So, at the moment, we can't get that many, because we've only got enough for the 2. However, these are very useful. Fast, strong, Just a typical, very good thing to have. So, we are going to have to let the gold tick up a little bit here. Now, one of the better ways to get gold to tick up is by doing this. So you can do good things and bad things. So, it costs a little bit to make some good things though, doesn't it? I always forget that. So, you have
You are unsure of you,
Oh
sire.
dear, how have we run out of food? What's happened for us to run out of food? Well, the good thing is, you can sell things as well. So we've got plenty of wood, so we'll sell some wood, and we can buy some food. But that is a bit concerning that we run out of food
Enough gold.
that quickly. Do we have too many people now? Is that the problem?
You are somewhat disliked, my lord.
That is a bit of a
Your
cause
Grace.
for concern. We can sell many things. I mean, we can even sell these spears that we're producing
A
for
message from the
5 for 50.
My plans work perfectly. You are no match for me.
We can sell 4 swords for 120 gold. So yeah, you can see here, armor, swords, crossbows, that are sort of the best things to sell. Things like wood, not that great, but better than nothing. Right, it's the rat has another army coming over. I'll tell you what I'll do, in order to try and improve the situation, is I'll build a hops farm, and then we can build an inn.
A peasant is on his way.
So, basically, hopefully, after a little bit, this hovel
A
will...
message from the rat.
Oh, yes.
This hops farm
I bet now.
will make some hops, and the inn can turn it into the fuel.
Imperial troops will soon be upon you.
Right, so this is a little bit of a concern.
What is your thinking?
I think we could very quickly find our way out of this one here.
Mount up! We shall
Hoping
them!
the knights can deal with the spearmen. Yeah. Well enough. I'll tell you what though. That's not what they're needed for. We need them to take out these archers.
We
Whoa,
await
what are you doing
your
there?
orders.
So, they can take out these guys.
Are keen.
Put them in an aggressive stance. And we'll make them run again.
To horse!
A message from the rat.
The world has gone crazy. I should have destroyed you.
So, people are going to start leaving soon.
Loathe you, sire.
And that's because we've run out of food again. Aha! We've just got some more food in.
Our gold stocks grow steady,
And
sire.
I will remove taxes. We don't need as much stone anymore, so I can sell that. Which gives us plenty of gold, which is very nice. And what I will do is, in order to make the people feel a bit happier, I shall build a church with all that gold. So a priest should appear,
The people
which gives them a little bit more happiness.
Our horses are ready.
Okay,
You have something in mind?
we did pretty well there. So we need more food, evidently. So I build... Do I even have enough room for another orchard anywhere?
Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Under attack.
Guess only one thing for it, really.
The people loathe you, sire.
Right, this is a problem.
Not enough goods.
So let's sell some of this, and let's buy some meat.
Not enough gold.
We do not have a lot of meat. Right, in that case, we don't need these just right now.
Enough goods.
We need to sell these, and we need to buy... It's a good job I bought this, wasn't it? Otherwise we'd be in trouble right now. And buy a bunch of bread, buy a bunch of apples,
Enough gold. Our
and that's going to last us for 35 months, so that's good.
The people loathe you, sire.
So that will slowly increase again. which is good because there is currently nobody around to do anything.
The people loathe you, sire.
Yeah, that's not good.
ننتظر. الفرس تعدو. لا
At the moment, I don't even really have enough money to have slaves because I was going to burn down the.
نحن
The
أبطال.
plan was to burn down one of these, but that didn't happen.
خيولنا جاهزة.
We are under
But
attack.
this has been quite a chaotic look. Evidently, I need a little bit more before I can get back into this properly again. Looks like I've actually struggled quite a bit there. We started off well enough, but then it's all sort of gone to hell. So, and our horse archers are being absolutely slaughtered. I think eventually this will end up with me just slowly falling to the wayside. So, there's not a lot I can really do at this point here. We're pretty much dead and buried. So that was a look at the first of a set of games I'm going to look at of these retros. I promise you I'll be a lot better at the other ones. Although, then again, maybe not. So, thanks for watching, and this was Stronghold Crusader HD, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.